Culturally also, I find that must be a massive, sometimes shocker, or it's very difficult to adapt for foreign companies coming into India, where they are massive, they've got streamlined processes that they think will work, and then they hit a brick wall. I mean, look at anything, look at food. There's so much in any department you go to. How do people manage that? Where do you come into that and help understand?
So after working across India and in a very complicated environment, because in India also it's like I speak Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati and English. And yet there are big parts of India that I cannot survive on the language, right? That I do know. And as a result of that, you start picking up a lot of non-verbal cues. You start looking at a lot of behavioral traits. Now my life gets very complicated when I actually went to Europe, because suddenly now you've gone to Europe,
right,
and you're based in England, you're living in a foreign country, you're working across West Europe. And West Europe is again a melting pot of various cultures. So now not only is it the language, but understanding that there is a framework in which people work.
Okay.
Right? People don't work in isolation. So, I mean, you might not as a business person be too involved with somebody's personal life and personal choices, and you shouldn't go down there beyond the point. But at business itself, why are they reacting a certain way? Why are they saying something and acting in a certain way? And you could fall into the trap of falling into the frame of reference from India. Because in India, this happens like this, and so this person is behaving like this.
You go back to your references.
You go to your references.
And that's what's happening for them also.
And that's what's happening for them also. So now what happens is you go into Europe. After that, I go into ASEAN and I set up in ASEAN. So you've got the 10 countries of ASEAN, but you've also got all the East Asia countries, whether it's Japan, Korea, all of them doing business out there. And now we've already taken over a company from Korea. So it's already now it's been 20 plus years of working with them. But you kind of realize the complexity is very different. And that is where a lot of businesses fail. So taking it from an individual level to a business level, you tend to fall into the trap of fitting into your frame of reference, whether as an organization or as an individual. When you work with people, whether people coming into India, within Indians, we going outside, that doesn't matter. Which action, which direction is going, it doesn't matter. The principle holds. The principle of understanding that very often we rely on your words and actions being aligned, but very often the reason they might not be aligning itself is because what they're trying to say you haven't even understood.